Today on Seattle Refined, it's a new trend your taste buds will just have to roll with.
I just had to have it. Of course, being a foodie, I'm just about drooling. I thought my mouth was crying.
Get ready to do cartwheels over a new sweet treat. Then,
I love mountain biking!
it's a fold-up bike that fits almost anywhere. But can it pass the test of these hardcore riders? Plus,
It's very lively and festive and laid back. And
we climb the stairs and discover a foodie wonderland at Pike Place Market. Seattle Refined starts now.
Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. Have you ever gone down the YouTube rabbit hole watching cat videos, retro TV shows, or the latest food trends? Well, you might think that's a waste of time, but actually it paid off for a group of young entrepreneurs. Refined's John Prentice shows us their sweet business in Seattle.
Call it a sweet addiction. Millions of people are mesmerized by these YouTube videos showing how to make this treat from Thailand, rolled ice cream. Brian is one of them.
I just had to have it. Of course, being a foodie, I'm just about drooling. I thought my mouth was crying. That's how much saliva was coming out.
And he wasn't alone. Brian's college buds at Western Washington University also had an instant obsession, and they decided to take a leap of faith.
We couldn't believe what we were looking at. This was flash frozen ice cream. It's being rolled up. It completely breaks everything about what you know about ice cream from a scoop.
When we first saw the videos of it a couple years ago on YouTube or Facebook, we really wanted to try it, but there's no companies in the Pacific Northwest doing it, so we thought, why not us?
So we decided to put our heads together, pool our money together, and bring it out here to the great Pacific Northwest.
That's how their food truck, Igloo Rolls, was born. Now they're turning out some of the craziest and most creative treats in the Seattle area.
So what are some of the options? What are some of your flavors?
So one of my personal favorite flavors is Cold Lunch, which has peanut butter and jelly in it. The one I'm going to be making for you today, we call it Unicorn Poop. So it has Cap'n Crunch berries in it, and then it's topped with Fruity Pebbles. The reason I like this flavor so much is because it tastes just like the milk at the end of the cereal. So right now, since it's so cold, negative 12 degrees, it is slowly freezing the cream as I chop up the cereal. And we try to mix it all as soon as possible.
But you get the ratio just right.
We decided to experiment and be in the lab for hours and hours and days, really, to try to get the perfect combination of cream to cereal.
What do people say when they see this for the first time?
They're in complete awe, really, because they've never seen a process quite like this. And it's so new and so fun. They get to witness the ice cream being made right in front of them. And it's a whole new experience.
Business is crazy this summer. We'll do farmers markets, we do private caterings. Our favorite is actually doing weddings. There's this growing trend right now called the anti-cake movement. And so we've jumped on top of that. We invited the bride and groom to come out, and then as they roll into their new lives together, they should represent that by taking the first roll.
It didn't take me long to become a rolled ice cream groupie like the rest of them. Now it was time for the taste test.
So this is unicorn poop.
It tastes a lot better than it sounds, I promise you.
Okay, well, we're gonna see. Wow. I am 6 years old right now.
Right?
It really tastes like...
It's a flashback.
Yes,
And tastes just like the milk at the end, right?
absolutely.
John Prentice, Seattle Refined.
To find out more about Igloo Rolls, head to SeattleRefined.com.
Our ice cream obsession doesn't stop there.
Today is National Coffee Ice Cream Day, and of course, we know just the places to go. Our SeattleRefined.com crew found shops around Seattle that serve up tasty coffee treats from coffee gelato to a coffee popsicle. To check out the entire list, head to our website. And while you're there, check out one of our top trending stories this week. We take you to Bridal Veil Falls, about 60 miles northwest of Seattle. It's a low-key hike with an epic payoff of a beautiful waterfall that flows into Lake Serene. Seriously, we're not kidding. It's an incredible hike. To learn more, head to SeattleRefined.com.
I may be biased, but I think Washington has some of the best hiking trails in the nation. But when it comes to mountain biking, our state cannot be beat. It keeps getting bigger and better, and now it's more convenient thanks to a sweet, unique ride from our sponsor, Flat Bike Inc.
I love mountain biking!
When it comes to mountain biking, Seattle riders are spoiled. Washington State has some of the biggest trails around and one of the biggest mountain biking communities in the country.
There's an estimated 300,000 to 350,000 mountain bikers in the Puget Sound area alone.
Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance is a driving force behind what makes the sport so great in Seattle. Yvonne is the woman in charge, and she knows her stuff.
We're the largest statewide organization for mountain bikers in the nation. We run an education program. As you can see here today, we've got kids playing in the background. They're in their summer camp. Probably the most important part of our work is maintenance. So lots of parks are growing, lots of trails being added. Over the past 2 years, we've had this historic growth within our organization where we've built 60 miles of new trail because there's so many mountain bikers who want to ride, but there were very few trails available to them.
We didn't think mountain biking could get any better in Seattle until we heard about the Change Bike. Check it out. The mountain bike folds up, fits into any car, and doesn't need a bike rack. But does it live up to the hype? Refined asked Yvonne to try it out.
So you think this holds up to standard mountain bikes that are out there and ride similarly? How do you feel about the performance?
There's a reliability test for a mountain bike, and basically if it's got that stamp of approval, that means it has been beaten to death in tests and it's gotten that certification. This is the only folding bike in the world that's achieved that
meets that
standard.
Well, there are jumps in this park, so we'll put it to the test and try it out.
Yvonne and a friend headed to Duthie Hill Park in Issaquah to see what the Change Bike can really do.
Let's go ride. All right, let's make it happen. Tara, isn't this trail so fun? This is really fun. I love these bumps. Super fun, Tara.
Such a good time.
Such a great ride. The bikes are great. If you are sitting in or living in an apartment, you're renting, you don't have a garage, you don't have a rack on your car, and you just want to try the sport and come out to a beautiful place like this, a ride like this will do just fine.
There's definitely the wow factor. I mean, something coming, pulling apart that actually works on the trail is really fun. And it's really convenient, which is great. Being able to just carry it with one hand, put it together easily, and come out and enjoy this. We have a lot of really great parks in this area that you can ride in, and some of us don't have a lot of space, so it's nice. You can fit everything in the car.
Flat Bike Inc. is the company behind these Change Bikes. They also have commuter folding bikes as well. To learn more about these sweet rides and the Evergreen Mountain Bike Alliance, head to SeattleRefined.com. Seattle Refined is just getting started. They are PB&J's gone rogue, and you won't believe the bizarre twist getting put on this brown bag classic. But first,
it's very elegant, and we can see the process of them making the food from the windows.
There's no secrets here, just delicious food. We take you to one of the market's hottest restaurants.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Gard Swanson. When you think of fresh fish in Seattle, Pike Place Market probably comes to mind, right? But to taste some of the best seafood in the market, you have to go up.
Washington Grown's Christy Goranson takes us to Matt's in the Market on the second level.
Matt's is a casual, fine dining restaurant featuring seasonal Pacific Northwest cuisine.
We enjoy a lot. It's so good. It's awesome.
Everything comes in daily downstairs. Whatever comes fresh off the boat. It's whatever's in season. Something new every week.
Head chef Shane Ryan says you can't beat having farmers as the restaurant's neighbors.
So Pike Place Market, you just walk down the stairs and you're there.
Absolutely. I mean, I have an amazing shopping center right below me, one of the best in the country.
No
if
kidding.
not the best. So it makes my job quite easy.
Do you do that every day?
Every day. I go up and down those stairs quite a bit.
And does that make a difference in the taste of the food here, having that freshness?
Oh, absolutely. You got to take pride in the food that you are putting out as a chef, but it's even better when it's from your state and the state that you care about, and what goes on in it, and what's grown in it, and what's found in it, and what's in our water. So this is pretty much the epicenter to be for food.
Describe the atmosphere here at Matt's.
It's lively. It gets loud in here. You have a show going on with the kitchen staff. It's a good, fun restaurant.
It's very lively and festive and laid back and warm.
Now we're heading in the kitchen with head chef Shane Ryan to cook up some tasty king salmon.
That is beautiful.
Well, thank you. Yeah, that's some king salmon off the coast of Washington.
Our first task is to peel the fava beans.
You're gonna take the top of it and just rip it. Oh, there goes a bean. See how that pops out and pulls back?
Okay.
And then once you get there, you can just start sliding with your thumb.
Yeah.
You're getting better at it.
Okay.
You got to work to get delicious.
Cool. Then we blanch the beans and move on to our mushrooms.
The morel mushrooms are foraged from eastern Washington, so out of Spokane area. You see this little piece here at the end, the little stem?
Yeah.
So you're just gonna take that off because what you don't want is chewiness.
Oh.
This is chewy.
Chewy.
After cutting off the stems, we slice them in half. Now we move on to our salmon and coat it with salt and some oil.
And heavily coat it because when we cook it, it's gonna...
It brings out the flavor.
Okay.
We throw our salmon on the grill, and while that cooks, we saute some bacon, then add in the mushrooms, ramps, fava beans, peas, and asparagus.
This is so Northwest.
It is. We are very lucky to be living in this part of the world.
We add a little chicken stock to our veggies and let that simmer for a bit.
Now, we're gonna wanna start turning the salmon onto its skin side to finish cooking.
Wow, that looks beautiful.
Here's our guy likes to stick. You always give that to your brother or sister that you don't like, you know? They get that piece.
With salmon, how do you know when it's done? You know, a lot of people will cook it too long.
Yeah, it'll start bleeding out white fat cells, basically.
Yeah.
But then it's still a lighter pink here on the top and darker pink in the center. From that point, you're probably about a minute away.
Okay.
Now we're on the last step. It's time to plate.
I love the fact that there's a little bit of bacon in there, too.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Adds a little bit of hardiness to the dish.
Now is when that nettle pesto comes into play.
And you just get to have fun with this one. It's just a little flavor here and there.
And so this is pureed nettles.
Pureed nettles with some garlic and lemon zest and a touch of capers.
And adding our salmon on top.
That's
So there you
beautiful.
go.
Look at that.
Nice job.
Yeah.
You had great help there
I
with the
did a
fava
lot.
beans and the rams.
Exactly.
Now we dig in.
That is delicious.
Thank you.
So fresh.
Very, very easy. This dish can be made probably in a half an hour, even with the prep.
I'm gonna have some more.
All right. I'll join you.
You can watch more from our friends at Washington Grown every Wednesday here on Refined. Still to come, from Seagal to style icon, Refined goes behind the scenes of a sexy photo shoot. Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. Like us on Facebook, tweet us your story ideas, or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@seattlerefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back. Seahawk fans are getting pumped up for Sunday's first regular season game on the road against the Green Bay Packers. If you can't wait until then, we've got tons of photos of the preseason games on our website. You can see excited fans, players, and of course, the Seagals.
Welcome back to the show. You know, the Seagals are a staple during home games, and some go on to do big things after they hang up their pom-poms. In fact, one ex-Seagal is turning into a red-hot designer with her sizzling swimsuits. Refined's Malia Karlinski got a VIP tour of what all the buzz is about.
Glamorous hair, sultry makeup, and that perfect pout. This is where being a former Seattle Seahawks cheerleader meets the local fashion scene in an unexpected way.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Refined got to go behind the scenes at the Doll Street photo shoot, where designer Lindsay Moen is beautifying the beach, one suit at a time. She dreamed up Doll Street while cheering on the Hawks as a Seagal.
How did being a Seagal prepare you for the swimsuit business?
Well, wearing a spandex uniform for 7 years, I think that's pretty much a given. But yeah, I always knew that I wanted to design swimwear.
This self-taught seamstress started by creating custom suits for pro football team cheerleaders.
My first team 3.5 years ago was Golden State Warriors. Since then, I have now 13 professional teams that I've designed for. The Colts and the Redskins were new this year. Also designed for the Seagals.
Of course.
Tampa Bay, the Charger Girls, I designed for them this year as well.
Thankfully, you don't have to be a cheerleader. She also designs stylish swimwear for the rest of us. Lindsay gave us a sneak peek at her latest looks.
So the one on the left, Autumn, our model Autumn, is wearing a 90s inspired suit with the floral, and actually the other side is velvet. And then Hayden on the right is wearing a very cutesy onesie. This is a new style. Actually, this is the first time I've done it with the ruching on the sides, and this is velvet. We're gonna look at each other.
Her designs range from sweet to sexy.
This is our Valentine velvet section. Obviously velvet's like a sexier fabric, so I feel like it kind of has that like lingerie type sex appeal.
And if you think velvet's a fun fabric, how about pleather?
You know what? I feel like pleather is always one of those things that comes in and out of style.
Last but not least, imagine slinking around the pool in one of these leopard suits.
How can you go wrong with leopard? Never goes out of style. It's a classic print.
Designer, seamstress, stylist. Lindsay Moen does it all.
It's a lot, but I think I'm just used to it now. My husband thinks I'm literally insane, but I love it. This is what I was meant to do, absolutely.
For more on Doll Street, head to SeattleRefined.com. From sizzling swimwear to red-hot reads, our University Bookstore Refined Reads September selection is George and Lizzie. It's the first novel by Seattle's most famous bookworm and NPR commentator Nancy Pearl. It's the story of a romance between two polar opposites and the secrets they keep.
It's really, I think, an intimate look at what makes marriages work or not. And it was a lot of fun to write.
Our next book club discussion is September 29th at University Bookstore in the U District. So pick up a copy and start reading. We hope to see you there. We'll be right back. But first, this refined, shareable moment. Get ready to belt out your favorite Sound of Music hits. The smash hit musical opens at Seattle's Paramount Theater tonight. The audience will get their fill of Tony, Grammy, and Academy Award-winning songs like Do Re Mi, My Favorite Things, and Edelweiss. It's a short run, though. You only have until Monday to check it out.
In just 2 days, an 80s pop star will bring back his big hits for Seattle fans. Steve Winwood is playing at Chateau San Michel on Friday night. He's behind mega hits like Higher Love, Finer Things, and Valerie. Last time we checked, there are still tickets available. One of the biggest bands in the world is coming to Seattle in just over 2 weeks. Coldplay will play at CenturyLink Field on September 23rd. There are still some great floor seats up for grabs, but they will run you about $300. For what it's worth, we do hear that Coldplay is awesome in concert. And speaking of awesome concerts, we are coming off a weekend of amazing performances at Bumbershoot. We leave you today with some of our favorite photos from one of our favorite Northwest events of the summer. All right, that's going to do it for today's show. I'm Gard Swanson. Thanks for joining us here on Seattle Refined. We'll see you next time.